what we've seen and some of the statistics that I showed you earlier prove is that a lot of folks are moving into mobile marketing. And one of the, I touched upon some of those before in terms of the mobile platforms, but Google and the other search engines, when they provide you with pay-per-click campaigns, they do have in their configuration utility, you can stipulate that you also want those advertisements to not only show up on their traditional websites, on their desktop websites, but you can have your ads show up on their mobile sites as well. So therefore, you would be reaching folks who are searching on their cell phones or are searching on their iPads and tablets as well through a pay-per-click campaign. But one benefit of the mobile marketing that we find that we don't see with any other form of advertising is the geo-targeting that we can do with mobile, because every device by default is connected to the satellites, to the GPS system. And so the power of that is that we know where the person is, geographically. We know where they are. And so if we have a situation where we only want to reach customers in a certain geographical area, we can do that very easily through a mobile device. The scope is getting much, much narrower every day. Right now, we're able to do it within confines of one zip code. But they're making improvements every day to how granular we can get and how small we can make that radius. But even one zip code is pretty powerful, because one of the things that we find about, and one of the main reasons why so many people are moving towards internet and mobile marketing is that we have the ability to target the customer better than other methods of advertising. If you have someone who traditionally advertised on TV or even on radio or with a newspaper, they don't have the ability to target as effectively as we do, especially with mobile, because with mobile, we not only can target with geo, but we can also target based on some demographic information. So if we're looking to just, for example, if we want to just reach women, there are a lot of powerful tools out there that these mobile platform providers use that let us know that we can send an ad to a woman in this particular zip code, which becomes very powerful to our clients who are trying to reach that demographic. Now, in terms of social media is, like I said, on some of these topics, I can spend a whole day going over them with you. But social media is something that kind of really hit the stage a few years ago, and it's exploded, I think, more than anyone could possibly have imagined. And one of the reasons it has is that it really follows what happens traditionally, what's always happened traditionally, and that is that people, they trust other people, whether it's their friends or their family members or their colleagues or someone else who they revere for whatever reason, but they trust what they have to say. And so no matter what form of advertising people have ever used in the past, whether it's been TV, radio, newspaper, et cetera, when any study has ever been done on the power of that advertising medium, the study has always shown that no matter what it was always trumped by word of mouth. That the number one reason why people either changed from one brand to the other or bought one particular automobile was based on word of mouth and what they heard from a colleague or a friend or relative. So social media just harnesses that. It takes that to the online space, and it says, and in social media we call the people who convince other people to purchase or move to another brand, we call them influencers. Those are people who influence other people. And part of the challenge in social media is to reach those influencers, right? Because we want to make sure that and how do we know they're an influencer? Well, we know they're an influencer because if it's Facebook, they have a lot of friends on Facebook. and a lot of likes. If they're a company, they have a lot of likes. And if you have a lot of likes, that means that you have the power to influence those people. Why? Because whenever someone likes you on Facebook, or if you have a friend on Facebook, anytime you make a post to your wall or any type of information you put on Facebook, it immediately gets distributed to those people as well. So if you have 5,000 likes, and we, some of the things that we've done with our clients is, and it goes back to some things that have been done traditionally, we would have a contest or a sweepstakes or some type of a drawing where we entice people to like our client in some way. So they like us on Facebook, and then we have a drawing, and somebody ultimately at the end of the contest wins a prize. And the power of this is that we find that we don't need to spend significant amounts of money to reach a lot of people, because if we're reaching out to the influencers who already have a lot of followers, already have a lot of likes, then they're going to be distributing or disseminating. They're basically doing our work for us. They're getting that word out to their friends and followers, and it's a powerful recommendation coming from someone that they trust. And so they're more than likely to change to our brand or to try out our new product or service. So that's really the power of Facebook or even Twitter, and we're seeing more of that with LinkedIn in the business space. And I talked a little bit about the blogging, but what we find, I talked about it in terms of the design elements, but in terms of the content, what we're finding is that as time has passed and the social media has become more and more important and become more prevalent, Google has started to make even more shifts away from the keyword searches and the content that's contained on your website, which is actually in some ways a good thing, because it has helped customers cut down on the amount of times that they have to have a website redesigned or redeveloped, because at one point the content was so important that they had to change the website a lot, and not just changing day to day or keeping the website current, but a lot of times doing redesigns and totally altering the site. They don't have to do that as much anymore because of what we're seeing with social media. So basically what's happened is that Google has said, yes, the content on your website is important. Yes, the fact that other sites link to you, that's important too. But all things being equal, if you have certain type of social media presence and your competitor has even more of a social media presence, if they have more likes, if they have more followers, if they're posting more information on their blogs or they have more blogs than you, well then we're going to give them the edge when it comes to displaying an ad on our website. And so what this means is that, in the past, people were just dabbling in social media, and it didn't really impact anything that they were doing with the search engines. And because Google has so many millions of visitors a day, it didn't really impact what they were doing on Google or the money they were spending on Google. But now, because Google has introduced this, and they've done so slowly, but they really made a big effort this year, it has really increased the importance of social media, because it's now impacting your position or your ranking on the search engines as well.